Hey folks, welcome to Hayden B Grilling. Now today we are going to be out on the Blackstone for a Southwest queso burger. This is not an original recipe. I had it one time at Buffalo Wild Wings and I want to try to replicate that. So we're going to get started. We're going to do our prep work inside and then we're going to move out to the Blackstone. So with this being a Southwest queso burger, I could have just went with some regular old Miracle Whip mayo or some sriracha mayo for the burger, but we're going to make our own like Chipotle Southwest sauce. So let's get started. All right, first thing we're gonna add is 1 cup of mayo, followed by a ½ cup of sour cream. Put that down in there. Now, if you had preferred, you could have used a ½ cup of Greek yogurt rather than sour cream. Now we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, ½ teaspoon of paprika, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of parsley. Now the recipe I found said to not use fresh parsley, to use the parsley like in a seasoning bottle. We're gonna follow that with 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. Next, we're gonna add a ½ can of these Chipotles. This is 7 ounces, so we're gonna just spoon about half of this into the blender. Lastly, the recipe says a ¼ teaspoon of salt, so I just measure a little bit in my hand and toss it in. All right, now we got all of our ingredients in. We're gonna run this through the blender on high until it is all smooth. All right, folks, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put our sauce into this Tupperware here, and then we're going to put a lid on it and put it in the fridge until the burgers are ready for it. All right, now that we got our sauce made, we just stuck that in the fridge until we're ready to use it later. But now we're going to mix in our seasonings that we're going to use to season the burgers. First thing we're going to add is 1½ teaspoons of ground cumin, 1½ teaspoons of oregano, 1½ teaspoons of garlic powder, 3/4 teaspoons of chili powder, 3/4 teaspoons of paprika. Now we got those ingredients in a bowl. We're just gonna stir them in together. All right, folks, so we got our 4 burger patties, and yes, they were the pre-made patties, picked them up at Walmart. You know, my cooking game has really improved, but I still cannot make a burger patty stay together, so I buy the ones that are already pre-made. Don't judge me too bad. But let's get these burgers prepped. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is take a bottle of hot sauce, your choice on the hot sauce. I'm gonna put me a couple dabs on the patty. And I'm gonna take a brush and I'm just gonna brush that in. That's gonna give it that hot sauce flavor, but it's also gonna be a binder for that seasoning to stick. Now I'm only gonna do these 2 with that. My wife, she wants a regular cheeseburger, so I'm gonna leave hers plain. Now that we got that hot sauce on here, we're gonna come back with that seasoning we mixed together. I'm just gonna start kind of sprinkling in over these burgers. Now I got those burgers sitting behind me. I'm gonna let them sit out at room temperature for just a little bit to let that meat kind of sweat a little bit for that seasoning to really kind of soak into the meat. All right, while the burgers are resting at room temperature, we got 2 jalapeños. We're gonna slice these. We are not removing seeds and membrane. We're gonna get the full effect. All right, folks, we got the Blackstone heating up. So I'm gonna set these burgers on. Now these 2 here are the plain ones. And then I'm gonna set these ones on. These 2 here are the ones with the hot sauce and the seasonings we mixed together. So we're gonna let these start cooking. I'll bring you back in a minute. Now I've not cooked full-on burgers. I've done the smash burgers and mashed burgers on the Blackstone, but I've not done a full-on thick burger. So we're just gonna keep playing with them, watching the sides as far as to when we need to flip them. Now I've got this side turned up a little bit lower, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop them jalapeno slices on there. And we're just gonna kind of stir these around, get them nice and sauteed. All right, folks, so we got our burgers right where we want them. So on the queso burgers, I'm gonna take a slice of pepper jack cheese and I'm gonna put them on both burgers. Now that we got our cheese on them, we're just gonna let them melt down. Now on this side, I'm gonna take my buns, I'm just gonna kind of set them down on the blackstone, kind of toasted the buns up a little bit. All right, so we just got back in the house. We got our pepper jack cheese on our burger. So next what I'm gonna do, now this was store-bought, right? But we're gonna add a little bit of Pico on top of our burger. There we go. Now it can't be a Southwest Queso burger without drizzling a little bit of queso onto the burger right on the top. Now I did put this in the microwave, let it kind of heat up a little bit, so that way it's a little more workable. Next we're gonna come back with some of them jalapeños that we sauteed out there on the griddle. And you could have left the jalapenos just the way they were, just fresh cut if you wanted. Now y'all remember that sauce we made earlier, right? Take a little bit of it. Been sitting in the fridge, kind of thickened up a little bit more as it sat in the fridge. We'll spread that on. And then voila. I apologize, we cannot voila just yet. We're gonna take these little tortilla strips here, place them on the top. Now, voila. All right, now, I am doggone excited about this burger. Here we go with that all-important taste test. Folks, that is everything I was hoping for, and then some. I love this burger going to Buffalo Wild Wings. Wanted to make it at the house. That pepper jack cheese, the burger patty itself, that seasonings that we put on the patty, you can definitely taste them. There's so many flavors going in with this burger, so much going on with this burger, it's hard to narrow it down. You got those little tortilla chips, the little strips of them, the queso, the pico, the jalapeños, folks. That dang sauce that we made to spread on top of the bun, so good, so tasty. Y'all please let me know what you think of this video. Y'all please like, or please try this. Like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all later.